Hey guys, MCU Collector here with a review of the Hasbro Marvel Legends HasLab Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest Hank Pym Giant Man. As you can see, I did get two. So I got my first one on Wednesday, I think it was, and then I got my second one on Friday. So you would have seen I already unboxed this one. And it seems to be an issue with every single Giant Man to where the straightforward eyes were misprinted, I assume, and we didn't get them. I have yet to reach out to Hasbro Customer Service, but I know others that have. You'll have to take several pictures, like of the eyes, of your name with the order number, and then a picture of the figure and stuff like that. So then you'll be able to get the replacement eyes that will be sent out mid-November. This is the second one. I haven't opened it yet. We're going to open it together and see if this one happens to have the same issue, which I'm 99% certain it will have the same issue. But let's go ahead and get into it. So again, this one I've already opened up. This one, let's go through the process. So I have to do a little makeshift setup for you guys here today to kind of be able to do this review because the figure is quite large. At first, I was thinking, man, I don't even know if I want to review the Giant Man, but several people commented, review it, review it. So I'm going to review it. I know a lot of folks already have, or a few folks have. Mad Hatter already has. I think Shartimus was getting ready to do his. Dan Who's review dropped. So there's several options out there for you. So if you're sticking around for mine, I appreciate it. Thank you. So here we have the tray with Giant Man, as you can see in there. That looks pretty good. The way it works is you have a couple of different face plates that come in there. So you get the antenna, and then you get the zombie eye there. The figure, Giant Man, out of the package, in the bag, he has the side eye in there. And I think that's supposed to be the straightforward eye. So I think that's the one that is misprinted. I could be wrong on that. I assume that's what's going on. But looking at him here, side eye. Looking at it here, downward looking eyes, and then of course the zombie eyes. Now the eyes are interchangeable, so you don't need to have them with the particular faceplates. They just simply come in there all ready to go. They don't stay in place either. Like if you pull it out, they will just fall to the ground. So heads up on that. But there we go. That is the set. So confirmed, this one also has the wrong set of eyes. Two side eyes instead of one straightforward looking eye set. So again, I think the factory must have just misprinted them. And I get all the complaints like, it's a $200 figure, it's HasLab, how could this happen? I agree. There never should have been an issue. Here's the thing. People are like, so this is what happens when you pay $200 for a HasLab and you don't get it. Hasbro just ruins it and then it makes it worthless and no good. I mean, yeah, it sucks. It's stupid. How could this happen? Such an easy thing. Like, why would that be a problem? But here's the thing, they're going to send a replacement set of eyes. Like, okay, boom, it's done. Issue resolved. I don't know why everyone's like freaking out about it. Yes, it sucks because you have to take pictures and do all this and that and then send an email and then wait until mid-November. Mid-November is like less than a month away, potentially, depending on when they ship it out. Could be like late November, early December. Who knows? But they're going to fix it. So that's cool. Shouldn't have to. Should have been right. But they're going to fix it, so it's not the end of the world like some people make it sound. Again, it's stupid, shouldn't have happened, but they're fixing it. They're sending us new eyes. The Sentinel, I know, had issues with the knees and stuff. Mine didn't. My Sentinel's still standing up strong. He's like, no issues whatsoever. But I know some folks have had issues. I even have a second Sentinel there that I've never opened. I'm assuming that one's going to be good too, but I'm not even going to worry about it. Galactus was no problems, right? Other than people thought you would get two effect pieces with Silver Surfer, but in fact, you only did get one. I think that was the only issue. But Giant Man, wrong eyes. Hasbro will take care of us. They will send out a new one, so have no fear. But you got to reach out to them. I'll have links in the video description below. All the information in the video description below on how to get your replacement eye set, so you're covered. So we'll get that taken care of. But let's go ahead and kind of go through this and let's review Giant Man. Let's check him out. Let's compare him to the Sentinel and the Galactus. Let's compare him to the mini Giant Man figure that came in the Hasbro Pulse exclusive 2-pack. I got to switch out the head so it looks the same, right? We'll see some classic Avengers and we'll kind of go through there. I'm hoping not to make this a real long video because it's very big and everything. So I'm going to try and go through it pretty quickly. But before I do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the box, because the box is pretty cool. So as you can see, we get this awesome artwork of the Avengers. You got Giant Man up there looking tall. You got classic Avengers down there at the bottom. On the sides, you see we have all the portrait looks at the Avengers. On the other side, we see the same thing. On the back, you just kind of have this cityscape town there. You got some Ultron bots down there all busted up at the bottom and things like that. So that is pretty cool. That's the box. Now let's set up the figure and everything and go through that review. So stick with me. Okay, I'm going to get this out of the way. This is the side-by-side comparison. We got Galactus, which was the second HasLab. He was the tallest. We got the Sentinel, which was the first HasLab, which is the second tallest. And you can see Giant Man, the third HasLab, because he should have been the fourth. But the engine of vengeance failed, unfortunately. But there is Giant Man. As you can see, he is the shortest of the three. Okay, so here's an up-close look at the Hank Pym Giant Man head sculpt, and that looks very good. This is the white antennas. We also get a set of black antenna, and then like gross-looking zombie antenna. There, we get the zombie faceplate, and I will show you guys, switching that out, how that's going to look. But there's the zombie. The eyes are specific to the zombie. As you can see, he's got some red eyes in there, but very gross-looking. We get the smiling head sculpt there, as you could see. But the eyes aren't in there because they kind of fell out. So the way the eyes work, as you can see, like here on the back, it's keyed in to fit. And then each set of eyes has like a white tab. So this one's the downward looking eyes, right? So I think that's why you get a tab that goes down on the left eye. So that just fits in there, but they will just kind of fall out. So you just kind of have to hold them in place. But that is the smiling one there, looking down, as he should be looking down towards, pretty much everybody. Straightforward will be absolutely nice, though. And then here's kind of the angry face, and then boom, he's got the side eye going. But look at that, there's side eye there too. So, that sucks. It's unfortunate. But that's what we got. That's what we have going on there. To swap them out, you just pull that head right off. Comes off very easily. But the very important thing, and there's instructions in here on how to swap this head out, because I think the faceplate's out, because I think some people were trying to do it and weren't looking at it. You have to pull the tabs of the mask out. So undo it there, and then you can be able to kind of grip it and get the face out. It's kind of tough because I cut myself on the box, but you got to pull it out. And then I think if you get the head out from the back, then you're able to pull it out, as you can see there. So boom, there we have the whole head out, and then swapping out the face is very easy. You just pull it out. Oh, the eye stayed on there. That's a little bit different. So this one where the side eye, but notice the right eye has the down tab, white tab. I think that's supposed to be the straightforward one, but I think they just got misprinted, and that's when you get the side eye there. But to swap it out, let's say we do the angry face with the other side eye. You can see it's just all keyed together and just comes, and boom, you can switch it on nice and easy like so. But I'm curious at how the zombie head sculpt looks, so let's go ahead and get the zombie one on there. Very menacing and gross looking there. Let's get that back into the mask. So you want to do it like so you can get it in there, hold it in place, get that mask kind of clip back on. And then there we have our zombie mask. And then what you could do with these antenna, they just port in, as you can see there. You could swap those out. And the antenna specific for the zombie Giant Man, as you could see there, there's just kind of some gross looking little brown paint. There are some like cuts in it where you can actually feel it in the sculpt. It's pretty subtle, but it's in there. Same thing, we're just going to port that right on in. Get it on there like so. Find the other zombie one, and then we'll get that put on there like so. So there is our zombie Giant Man head, and let's pop that back on there, and then boom, we've got our zombie head sculpt on our Giant Man. So zombie Hank Pym looking very scary and menacing. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. The eyes look all like weird looking too, so I love that. It's kind of glossed over, kind of yellowish, and then they're bloodshot, so that is very cool. I think it actually works easiest if you just put the eye onto that head plate first, put the eyes because they'll actually stay on there, and then put the face plate on there, and I think it ends up fitting a little bit better and works out. Okay, swapping all out, all the eyes with each faceplate gives you 9 different options with the regular faces, and then the 10th one will be the zombie one. I'm not going to show it all on video, but I will have pictures, so a quick little slideshow of the different faceplates with the different eyes. Again, should have gotten straightforward, but we don't, unfortunately. Okay, so let's look at the fine details of Giant Man. So very nice texture throughout the whole plastic and everything. So looks just really, really good. Look at the blues in there. We actually get some shading in the folds, which is really nice touch. But the texture is just insane, especially like on the boots, and you get some paint shading in the folds of the boot as well. Just very crazy looking. Really good. It's all pinless. Ratcheting like crazy on all the joints, and I will go over articulation here pretty soon, but just the texture on this guy is just absolutely insane. Really, really good. Each hand, each finger is like very articulated, very stiff though, so be careful, but you know, different points of articulation on each knuckle and everything, but pretty darn amazing. So I'm gonna jump in front of the camera and let's go through the articulation that way. All right, so let's go over the articulation for Giant Man. He's a beast. He is a beast. So let's take a look. So the head can look up that much there. Head can look downwards that much there, which is good. Full rotation in there, so that is good. Tiny bit of pivot, I guess. Not a whole lot in there. The shoulder, ooh, look at that ratcheting goodness. The shoulder can go out that much there, as you can see. Full rotation in there, all kinds of ratcheting goodness. Butterfly joints, so you can get the arm to go back that much there. So that is good. Coming forward for crossbody a little bit, as you can see there. Not a huge amount, but you do get some. You got an upper bicep swivel. It's a little stiff, but upper bicep swivel in there. Double jointed elbow, so very tight ratcheting joints, which is great. The wrists swivel and they hinge. Standard horizontal hinge on these hands. But coming forward, that doesn't bend out that much there, so just that much. Now each finger, so the thumb has an opposable thumb articulation point, so kind of like a butterfly joint, so as you can see there. And then the thumb, you get a swivel there, and then a hinge at the thumb, which doesn't seem to want to bend. It's very, very, very stiff, and then thumb, you get another point there. And then each finger, so like here, each gets a swivel, and then you can bend it in. Bend in at that knuckle, bend in at this top knuckle. Probably want to start from the top of the finger first. So it's kind of tough. So I'll probably get off camera, be able to get into the fist, because these joints are very tough, and I'm stressing out the plastic. So I may need to just probably, I don't know if I can pop that hand off either, but I was gonna pop the hand off, heat it under some warm water to try and loosen up these joints, because you don't want to stress out the plastic on here, because I could see the plastic starting to stress. That's not something you want to do. So getting back to the articulation, we have the diaphragm cut on Hank Pym, so he can actually pivot to his right that much there. He can pivot to his left that much there. We have the inverted swivel at that diaphragm as well, a little bit. But because of like the straps, he's not going to be able to turn all the way around, but you do get turned there. We have the inverted ab, so going back, he goes back that far. Coming forward, without use of the hips, coming forward is that far there, and that's pretty good. There. Legs go out that far apart. Very ratcheting. Can kick forward that far, so that is pretty good there. You have an upper thigh cut in there where the shorts meet the tights. Double jointed knee gives you that much bend at the knee. There's no boot swivel because the design of the boot really won't work for that. Foot has a toe hinge on there. You can hinge the foot up that much. You can hinge the foot down that much, which is great. You have ankle pivot in there. And there are no peg holes at the bottom of the feet, but you get nice textured soles down at the bottom of the feet, so that is really cool. So that is the Articulation 4 Giant Man, which is really good. All kinds of ratcheting goodness. So they learned from the Sentinel, applied it to the Galactus, and then applied it again to Giant Man. Why they didn't do it for the Sentinel, I don't know, but hey, they learned from their mistake. And there we go. There we have Giant Man. Okay, so I gotta tell you, he doesn't do a real good closed fist. So that's kind of closed fist there. It's not really tight. So if he's gonna punch somebody, I guess from the back it looks okay, but you know, from the front, that's not a very good fist at all. Like, yikes. And that was very hard. Again, if you can warm him up, go for it. I was not able to pull this off. I didn't even want to try it too much. I didn't want to force it. It's a $200 figure that you can't just easily get replaced. Like, I don't want to do something where I'm going to break it. So just a heads up on it there. And of course, we have Giant Man with Janet Van Dyne, Hank Pym, Janet Van Dyne, husband and wife duo. There, looking pretty good. I have her kind of like positioned on his shoulder. Not exactly the easiest thing to have done, but I have her foot turned really weird. You could probably see it right there. And then kind of under the suspender to kind of hold in place. That 2-pack that was exclusive to Hasbro Pulse gives us this exact look, other than the antenna. I could swap those out. But that gives us a shortened version of Giant Man. So we got our normal Hank Pym, and then he grows into Giant Man there. So I love the fact that we got this figure, and I'm glad that it came back before. Maybe they'll re-release that 2-pack, hopefully, because a lot of people missed out on it. I don't know how limited it was. When it first popped up, it was in stock, ordered it, got it. And then I think they opened it up again and then sold out real quick. I think Big Bad Toy Store even got some, but then sold out like before anybody even knew that it was up. So some crazy things. So maybe, you know, they'll re-release this or something and give another people a chance. Now that we got the HasLab Giant Man in our hands, maybe it's an option to re-release so people can get it. But, you know, we'll see. Okay, that's my review of the Giant Man. This thing is a chore to try and review and play with and mess around with. He's large, the joints are tight, which is great, but you want to work with them and get them loosened up, but you also want to be careful because it is a very pricey figure. The texturing detail on this thing is absolutely amazing. I love that leathery look. I love the seam work in the gloves and the pants and everything too. Just came out absolutely incredible. The shading kind of throughout is really good too. I don't know if I really talked about it, but it looks like there's a little bit in the red as well, especially like right here. You could see some of it. So just really good. Came out top quality other than the eye thing. But again, link in the video description below on instructions on who to contact to be able to get your replacement set ordered. They will not be shipping those out until mid-November, but Hasbro is making it right. They shouldn't have had to do that because it should have been right the first time. But at least they are making it right. So we are good. But you guys let me know down in the comments below. Did you get your HasLab Giant Man? What do you think of your set? Did you happen to get the right set of eyes? Because again, I have a feeling that nobody did. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some lucky folks out there did get eyes that were straight, that were looking straight forward. But I think just the factory misprinted the eyes, messed it up. And then Hasbro's got to be like, yo, factory, print us a new set, all 14,000 or however many got made, I forget, but we were 111 short of the scroll head. Can you imagine all the people now that are like, hey, anybody got a Giant Man for a reasonable price? If you would have backed it a year ago, we would have the scroll head. Just one of those things. It's unfortunate, but it would have been cool to get. But you guys give me your thoughts down in the comments below on this Giant Man. I like it. Again, just a lot to do and try and review and everything like here. So thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe.